Caloroga Shark Media.
Hey there, I'm Johnny Mac with 5 good news stories. 2 musical pieces written by Johann Sebastian Bach were performed for the first time ever more than 300 years after they were composed. Both pieces were written for the organ, and they are believed to date from the great composer's very early career, where he worked as an organ tutor. Germany's cultural minister, Wolfram Weimer, called the discovery of the 2 pieces a great moment for the world of music. Both pieces were unsigned and undated. They were found in the 1990s. By Peter Wolny, a Belgian Bach researcher. He wasn't sure who had written them, but he suspected they might have been Bach's. It took 30 years to figure it out. He told the BBC, stylistically, the works also contain features that could be found in Bach's works from the period, but not in those of any other composer. That made him 99.99% sure that Bach had written the 2 pieces. They were played for the first time in 320 years by Dutch organist Ton Koopman at the St. Thomas Church, where Bach worked for 27 years as a cantor. That's nice. Good thought there. As an aside, a recent concert in Austria saw a 200-year-old Mozart piece performed for the first time when it, too, was discovered by an archivist. John Oliver auctioned off a piece by Bob Ross. You know the guy that paints the happy little trees on PBS? John Oliver had one of his pieces, and he auctioned it off for the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. Cabin at Sunset was painted by Ross in Season 10 of The Joy of Painting. It set a new auction record for a Bob Ross painting of $1,035,000 after 35 bids. John Oliver said, "We've actually accumulated a bunch of weird artifacts on the show over the years that we could definitely auction off to raise some much-needed money. I'm proud to announce last week tonight's first-ever auction in aid of public media. The proceeds from sales of Cabin at Sunset and 34 other items from the TV show totaled $1.5 million, which was transferred to the Public Media Bridge Fund, which helps support stations and programs in need of funding." In Mumbai, some artisans are taking discarded rubber and turning them into sleek bags, shoes, and furniture that look like leather but are cruelty-free and eco-friendly. Their mission, turn waste into art. They're also helping people who had lost their jobs. Tremor Studio pays fair wages, offers profit sharing and health insurance, and lets workers stay in their own communities while their creations travel to international galleries and art fairs. A school in England is asking for your help to find a missing teddy bear that was sent into the stratosphere with a weather balloon, and it fell back to Earth. The Walhampton school said Bradford bear was sent into the sky by 7th and 8th grade students working together with the Southampton University Spaceflight Society. A camera on board the balloon recorded Bradford the bear's journey into the upper atmosphere and captured the moment when the bear was jostled free from his perch. Bradford bear had been expected to parachute to safety along with the rest of the balloon's cargo, but something went sideways and they're not sure where the bear is. The school said on social media, if you have any information regarding his whereabouts, no matter how small, please let us know. Video footage or any details would be hugely appreciated. The bear did amazingly well. It reached an altitude of 16.7 miles above the ground. Officials at the school say we have reassured the children. He's very brave and resourceful. I'm sure he's fine. And good news for a woman in Thailand. She's not dead. She shocked temple staff when she started moving in her coffin. She was brought in for cremation. Yeah. The 65-year-old woman's brother had driven her from a local province to be cremated. Then they heard a faint knock coming from inside the coffin. The temple's GM said, "I was a bit surprised, so I asked them to open the coffin, and everyone was startled. I saw her opening her eyes slightly and knocking on the side of the coffin. She must have been knocking for quite some time." The brother said the woman had been bedridden for 2 years. Her health went down. She was unresponsive, and he didn't think she was breathing, so he placed her in a coffin and drove 300 miles to a hospital in Bangkok, where the woman had previously expressed a wish to donate her organs. The hospital wouldn't accept the offer because the woman didn't have an official death certificate. The temple has a free cremation service, so that's why the brother went there. But they were also like, yeah, you don't have the right documents. Anyway, good news for that woman. Yikes. And those are your 5 good news stories for today.